Welcome everybody to Ballers and Briefs NFL Conference Championship weekend Sunday fantasy football and DFS outlook. Obviously no fantasy football implications here, but plenty of DFS knowledge to go around. So we made it this far.
Let's go Commanders.
What are your thoughts of the NFL season? So just in a nutshell, like what we've seen so far this year, is it surprising or not surprising?
Yeah, I'm gonna say surprising because it pisses me off because in the beginning of the season I was making stacks that involved 3 of these teams here, and they were letting me down, weren't doing shit, and somehow now 3 of them are competing for Super Bowl.
Yes, and then obviously this guy in the blue here, Josh Allen, up for a most valuable player.
I want to see him win.
He can, if he wins it at this point, I think it's possibly like he deserves it, I think. But everybody says Lamar with his best statistical year, but I think it's a consolation prize personally. If you give it to Lamar at this point, it's a consolation prize.
I don't think I've ever seen them give it to somebody that didn't win the Super Bowl, right?
I mean, it's always beforehand. Yeah, like literally they can give it like last year. He got it. Aaron Rodgers won it like twice back to back, like 2 years in a row, and didn't make it even close. Didn't even make it out of the divisional round. And then Lamar Jackson's won it twice now, and this would be his 3rd time, and he's made it to the conference championship once, maybe twice.
Aaron Rodgers shit shocks me. You know, I don't really pay attention to the trophies and shit, but I'm strictly DFS. But Aaron Rodgers winning it back to back. I know there was like a couple seasons in a row where Green Bay was like the ish, but my man throws the ball less than anybody in the NFL when he snaps the ball at 1 second on the clock. Like statistically, if I throw 5 passes and all 5 are dots, I got 100% accuracy. But if you make me throw 40 passes, who knows what my stats are going to be?
Yeah.
He's throwing less than these guys. How can his stats be the best? No shot, E-Money.
E-Money. I mean, I can see that you are a Eagles fan, and I don't think it's that. If Commanders don't win, it's not that big of a gulf.
They got to stop. They got to stop Barkley, and then the game will be real close, and Commanders could win it.
Make Jalen Hurts beat you with his arm.
Yep.
Make him beat you with his arm.
He can do that. He's a good quarterback, but they have a less likely chance of succeeding if they can do that. Or the Commanders have a more chance of succeeding if they can make him throw it.
Yes, absolutely. Like, don't let Saquon Barkley put over 200 on you, and you will.
I mean, those stats right there, he's averaging like 150 and 2 touchdowns against the Commanders. It's pretty nutty. So we know their game plan. It's Saquon. I mean, Redskins should be stacking the box, man. I already placed a bet on the Commanders and the Bills. Money line, both of them. Parlay.
I mean, so in his career, Saquon Barkley, going back to time when he was with the Giants, has 199 carries for 1,090 yards and 12 touchdowns in 11 games against the Commanders in his career.
8 of them are rushing, and he's averaging 5.5 yards per carry, which is crazy.
Yeah. I mean,
that's hella good stats, but in the history when they were in the Giants, Commanders haven't had a line like they have now, but for some reason they're still getting gashed. I don't get it. So I want to see them shut it down. I think if they shut it down, they win this.
I mean, he had 4 of them since he's been with the Eagles out of 12.
Yeah.
So that Eagles line
is passing. So yeah, 4 of them were passing, 8 were rushing.
Yes, but I said like 4 of them. 4 of those 4 of those rushing ones came this season while he's been with the Eagles.
And it's 1-1.
Even with Jalen Hurts' touchdown golfing ass at the 1 yard line.
I think the Redskins won 1 this season, and they won 1.
Yeah, They won the first matchup, and then the Washington won the second one to get in playoff position. Obviously, it was they needed the win to stay afloat in the playoffs.
So, I mean, in that second one, Barkley still had 150 rushing yards with 2 touchdowns. The Commanders still won. So, if Commanders play like they just did against Detroit, they should beat the Eagles with no problem. To be honest, if Detroit would have beat the Commanders, I think they would have smoked the Eagles. I think Commanders eliminated a better team.
I mean, the Lions had obviously both of their coordinators had their feet out the door. Ben Johnson is now the head coach for the Chicago Bears, who was their offensive coordinator, and then Aaron Glenn, their defensive coordinator, is now the head coach for the New York Jets. So those dudes their feet were already like halfway on another team at that point, essentially, and that's why I think they got beat. Washington Commanders here I don't think they have any. There's no coordinator on their team besides maybe Cliff Kingsbury, who is the offensive coordinator, who might be interviewing for a head coach job, which there's only one head coaching job left, and that's your Saints, because Dallas hired theirs last night, which they literally hired their offensive coordinator from this season. They went 7-10, and this dude didn't even call plays. So I'm like, why do you hire your internal offensive coordinator, your head coach, when he didn't even call plays and you guys sucked? So that's just
they say they're going to continue to suck, and
Dallas sucks.
It's going to be Commanders, Eagles at the top of that division for the next couple of years.
Oh yeah, for years to come. I mean, I even think the Giants, if they get a freaking quarterback, they have a good wide receiver and a young core that they could get better. Their defense is not terrible, so. But so, I mean, the first game of tomorrow is obviously the Commanders and the Eagles. 47 is the over under. I mean, obviously, and it's a 6-point spread, 6-point favorites. The Eagles are at home. So
Detroit was 9-point favorites at home. The Eagles are 6. Money was made on the Commanders' money line last time. I'm going to try to rock with it this time. I mean, that's who I want to win. Do I think they're going to win? I don't know. It could go either way. Obviously, it's 1-1 this season.
I mean, I think
have to shut Barkley down.
Their defense needs to show up. Now, obviously, that's something. So, the problem with Washington is they have some significant injuries that they're dealing with. Their starting guard, Sam Cosmi, is out with a knee injury. So that Jalen Carter,
Detroit,
he went out during that game. Like late in the game, he went out. He went out later in the game, or like in the second half, I believe. And Detroit doesn't have the interior pass rush that the Eagles do. That interior to the defensive tackles there for the Eagles, Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis, those big dudes, they're going to run right over this backup guard. So
I was thinking that Daniels was going to be running a lot anyway.
Yes. And
they're going to have to put a spy out there.
Javonte John Baptiste, the defensive end, was questionable with a shoulder. And then Deron Payne, their number 1 defensive tackle, did not practice and is questionable with a knee and a finger injury. So there's that. And then the Eagles pretty much have nothing that's of note. Brenton Covey, that backup wide receiver, out with a neck injury. Cam Jurgens, a guard, he was limited in practice, questionable. And then Byron Young, one of their defensive tackles, is out. So I don't think that injuries are going to affect the Eagles. They're going to affect Washington. But Jalen Hurts was on the injury report, kind of on and off a little bit all week because of still like with that concussion and everything he was coming off of. And like that was his knee. Like during the game, during last week's game, he got hurt, like he was out for a few plays. So, and it was like he's got pulled down backwards, right? And his knee kind of buckled. So that's something that is to be mindful of.
Like
but I did hear
3 days, man. I think they were in the playoffs last time with RG3, and he hurt his knee in the playoffs, and they lost because of it.
Yeah, I mean that team's never been the same after he left, right? Like that was when Kirk Cousins kind of took over, and then Kirk Cousins became a household name after that. But for instance, for the Eagles here, like we were just saying, the name of the game here is if you can get Saquon Barkley going, get Saquon Barkley going. But for Washington, you want to make Hurts beat you, not Saquon Barkley.
Also interesting too is Lattimore is in this now against AJ Brown, whereas the last 2 times they played, I don't think Lattimore was in. So
no.
It should be lockdown coverage on AJ Brown.
He was kind of getting his ass fried though.
But he came back from that injury. I think he was still a little. He's probably still a little beat up because Mike Evans was frying him, and Mike Evans doesn't do shit against him. So if he's back to full health, man, they're gonna struggle past it, man, because they took Satan Juice out, which was fucking huge to his ass, and whoever's been filling in now on the slot's been doing good. So that's gonna limit Smith. They know they have to run the ball. They know they have to open up this run with Barkley.
Yeah.
And they can, and they have already twice, 2 out of 2 times. It's interesting, man, because if the Redskins shut him down, they're going to struggle.
So what is this? I mean, they would put, I think obviously you get AJ versus Lattimore, and then what the fuck is that dude's name?
Man, I forgot his name, Sarah.
I just drew a blank. It's Saint Reese, it's not Saint Juice, but it's like Reese. Oh my god.
It's Quentin Lake. Yeah. Quentin Lake. Wait, this can't.
No, Mike San Ristel, like Saint Ristley or what San
Ristel. That's the wrong thing. So it's gonna be Lattimore, Igbignagni, whatever you say his name, and Mike Saint Ristel. And it's Mike that I was thinking of. He's been doing good. So
yeah, he came like he was getting fried a little bit, and he's a rookie too. So
he's had some touchdowns allowed on him for sure, but the last end of the season he's been doing all right.
It's better. It's better. That's better for him, you know. I still think that it's gonna take Smitty and Dallas Goedert to beat them in the pass game. AJ Brown, I think AJ Brown's head isn't in it anyway. So, I mean, that dude's not been
yelling in the locker room and shit because he's not getting the ball.
Reading fucking books on the sideline, dog. Like sitting on the sideline reading fucking books.
He probably owes some big bookies out in Philly some money, so he's tanking.
Or he wants out. I mean, I think he wants out. I just think him and Jalen Hurts, they ain't it, dude. Like that, that's not them together. I don't think he really likes him.
Man, if you're a number 1 quarterback and you're beefing with your number 1 wide receiver,
he's got 5 fantasy points. He's got 5 fantasy points.
That right there just proves that you're gonna lose. It's
5 fantasy points. 5 fucking fantasy points in the last 2 games. Like literally total.
Lattimore on him now, so he's gonna be even more frustrated. He's gonna take that shit to the bench. He's gonna be beefing on the sideline. Recipe for disaster. They're gonna get in their own heads and they're gonna fuck that game up for themselves. And there's gonna be Saquon like, come on, man, stick it together. I'm out here fucking dogging on them.
Yeah, and then Smitty's had 15 roughly in the last 2 games. So like he has 4 receptions. He He's had 8 receptions on 8 targets with no touchdowns in the last 2 games. So obviously this has been nothing but Saquon Barkley tearing their ass up. So that's what I'm saying. It's going to have to be stop fucking Saquon Barkley. Don't let him gash you for 70 yards every fucking play, and you can slow this Eagles team down. Jalen Hurts 2 years ago, I thought was doing really well. Last year, okay. This year, dude has been, I don't know. Like
I said, man, I started stacks on these fucks the beginning of this season. Hurts was one of them, and then shit. So like all season, somehow they're in the fucking championship game.
The fucking stack that's been that chugged along all season long is fucking JD5 and Scary Terry. Every week
they have good friendship, man. I'm telling you, the vibes, the connections, it's there. The Eagles don't have it, man. They in their own heads already.
Terry McLaurin he's been phenomenal this season, dude. Like he's had 40 fantasy points in the last 2 games combined. 11 receptions on 16 targets and 2 touchdowns. He said he's never had an NFL quarterback as good as Jayden Daniels. Now, I saw this same story last season with CJ Stroud being new. Nobody had tape on him. Now, the fucking Eagles have played him twice. The defense has seen his shit twice. Now, I don't expect Jayden Daniels to go out here and fry them, but I also don't expect the fucking Eagles to just blow them out.
Well, the first time they played, McLaurin didn't do shit against the Eagles. The second time they played, mediocre. Five receptions on 6 targets, 60 yards, and a touchdown. So that's 11. That's like 18 to 19 fantasy points right there, depending on the league. That ain't going to do it, in DFS regular season. Might do it in this slate, but he's going to have to do more if they want to win this game. The first time they played, he had 1 reception for 10 yards. So
yeah.
Somebody locked his ass down the first time.
It was a Zach Ertz game. This is another one. That's somebody that I'm looking forward to. This could be tight. This could be a fucking, huh?
Isn't that revenge? Was it Ertz on Philly?
Yes, he won the Super Bowl with Philly.
Yeah, so revenge narrative in here.
The first game, he had 6 receptions for 47 yards and a touchdown.
Plus, wasn't it somebody else that ate like Alamide or fucking
in the second? I think it was in the second matchup. The second one, Zacchaeus in the second matchup had 5 receptions for 70 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, Zacchaeus. I knew it was him or Diami, dude. I would look for something like that to happen again.
But Diami Brown was 4 receptions for 56 yards in that game. So it was Zacchaeus.
They were locking down fucking McLaurin. That's why. They probably
went 5 for 60. He went 5 for 60 and a tutty. McLaurin did. Zacchaeus went 5 for 70 for 2 touchdowns. Diami Brown 4 for 56. So between those 3 receivers, there's 186 yards and 14 receptions.
Well, Zacchaeus is going to have to do that shit again. And I think the Eagles are saying the same thing. Do what we've been doing, lock down McLaurin like you were doing, shadow him, and make the fucking shittier guys beat us.
Yeah.
You got to make, backups like Zacchaeus beat us. Because you're right. He solved them. 8 targets, 5 receptions, 70 yards, 2 touchdowns, and his average fucking catch was 14 yards. So when he caught the ball, it was a fucking first down. 5 first downs from one guy.
Yeah. I mean, it's Diami Brown has kind of taken over more catches as of late than Zacchaeus, just because this kind of fluctuated. They kind of went like this.
Yeah.
So
it's typical from like wide receiver 2 and 3, though. It's always a fucking gap from the 1 to them, but not the 2 and the 3. Let's see. Yeah, McLaurin's the clear number 1, but for some reason he's getting shut down out there, man, because 6 receptions in 2 games and 1 CD ain't it.
It's just that because Quinion Mitchell, their number 1 corner, that rookie corner that they have for Philly, that's why they put him on him, and he's up for defensive rookie of the year. So he's really good. That's the reason why. And dude's fast. So it's gonna take, as we say, the shitters or the turds or the mid-grade guys and Jayden Daniels' legs to beat them. I don't think the weather is going to play a big factor in this game.
I don't know. What is the weather? I know it's going to be cold.
Of course.
Is it snowing is the question.
No. 40 degrees. What is it? Kickoff is at what?
It just says 3 o'clock. Cloudy.
Yeah, 40 degrees and no precipitation.
Kickoff, yep. I'm seeing 39. Gust of winds at 23 miles per hour. So maybe the field goal kicking might be a little sus.
I don't think that.
Normal wind is only 14. That's nothing, but there's gusts at kickoff. It'd be painful. Yeah, clear game, man, and they both are used to this weather.
Yeah. It's obviously in Philly for sure. And it'll be the hometown. But I mean, what? The Washington fans, it's not far. Philly's not far from the DMV, right?
It's gonna be fucking equal in there. Yeah, it's gonna. I mean, there's gonna be obviously more Philly in there because it's home, but pretty much even at Redskins games versus Eagles at the home stadium, man, you see a lot of Eagles in there. Whole lot of Eagles fans in the DMV.
Yeah.
It's going to be, and I don't think either one of them really focus that. I know that Philly stadium has a jail underneath of it, dude, because the fans are fucking assholes and you got to beat everybody up just to watch the game. They take your ass to jail underneath the stadium.
Is obviously the quarterbacks, being that they're the 2 least owned quarterbacks here. Is it worth the flyer on? Do you take one of these quarterbacks, or do you just spend it all on? Hopefully, spend it on.
So, because I think their game plan is going to be to run it. So I don't take Hurts. Doesn't mean that like Hurts. Right? You said earlier that Saquon was like 95% owned. I think the leverage here, like the smart millie maker play here, is to play Jalen and fade Saquon. Why? Because there is a chance, one, that Saquon gets hurt, but there's also a chance that Jalen is the garnisher, where he garnishes all the TDs. Yeah. Saquon doesn't get any. Like, let's say Jalen throws one to like Devontae Smith, and then the 2 goal line ones, Jalen runs in, and Saquon just does his 100-yard rushing. I mean, dude's gonna be what, like 9? How much is Saquon? It's gonna be like 9K, 8,600.
Yeah.
That's not gonna cut it, man. Especially if a different running back like Brian Robinson, he had like 2 touchdowns last week. Somebody like him, for his price, gets 2. Man, Saquon's not gonna be in the nuts. And then you got Jalen, who got 3, and he's the lowest owned. So I'm not.
Roughly $2,000 you can save here just by going to the next available running back off of Saquon Barkley. Obviously, Saquon Barkley is a shoe-in if you're playing cash lineups, and probably somebody you need to have in your lineup if you're playing FanDuel.
If you're doing small contests, 100 people, 300 people, I think you got to play Saquon. If you're playing the Millie Maker, I think you fade Saquon, and it's not like impossible. You should be looking at playing Hurts. As bad as he's looked and all that, you have to think about it. If Saquon does not succeed and the Eagles win, it's because of Hurts.
Hurts, yeah.
And if that happens, you are going to be above 95% of the crowd by fading Saquon and about 80% ahead of the crowd by playing Hurts instead of Mahomes or Allen or Daniels.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think if you're doing single entry like I do, I think I'm playing Josh Allen. That's just me.
That's another thing is Josh Allen to get to for the Bills to win. I mean, I'm taking Commanders at least to cover, possibly to win it. I honestly think Jayden Daniels is on a run here. I think he's the better quarterback of the two with the ball in his hand, or maybe it's just the magic right now. I'm gonna ride the guy I've ridden all season, and I'm gonna take Commandos. For
definitely +6. I already told you, I already parlayed them with the Bills money line too. I didn't take the spread because I want the Redskins to win, so I'm gonna be rooting for them regardless. I might as well root for them, get the money at the same time.
I mean, let's just be honest. Little prize picks. We're not official with prize picks, but we do talk about it every once in a while. Prize picks right now. You have 18 hours and 54 minutes to go in and get Jayden Daniels square for a half a pass yard.
Yep, time to deposit.
And then Saquon Barkley, a half a rushing or receiving touchdown. So
I mean, Vegas thinks it's going to be the Eagles. It probably is going to be the Eagles, but I am from DC. I am from where Redskins is the native team. I got to root for them boys all day long. And I like Jayden Daniels, man. You can't knock a rookie quarterback going to the championship game. And I would like to see him win it and go to the Super Bowl. Jalen's already been.
Yeah, and didn't win.
I
don't want to see. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't want to see the fucking. I don't want to see Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes. I don't want to see the Eagles and the Chiefs again.
I want to see Commanders and Allen, man.
I want to throw back to the 1992 Super Bowl, which was the Washington Redskins versus the Buffalo Bills.
And I bet a parlay on that already. So let's
All right, Casey. All right, listen, Casey, I will make a deal with you. I'll make a deal with you. If the fucking Philadelphia Eagles make it past this weekend, I'm going to call you and say, hey, you need to show up to our show the Saturday before the Super Bowl, and you can come on and talk all your fucking Philly shit. Full frontal Philly shit. I promise. There you go. Deal. Made it. Right there.
And I'm as a Redskins like backup fan or sometimes fan, I only hate Dallas. I don't dislike the Eagles. So I like them in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs.
Jalen Hurts. Like he's from Houston, dude.
Time, man. It's my man's time to shine.
Jalen Hurts, I had Jalen Hurts as a quarterback in fantasy 2 years in a row, and he didn't win me shit. But this fucking guy right here did. This guy took me to the championship and won me the fucking championship in week 18. This guy. Right. So I'm rolling with the guy that got me where I'm at. So we can pop over to this one.
Big Dog Allen.
Yeah. So this is an incoherent rant really fast. My dad, he watches.
No hate, man. I like the Eagles.
Casey, there's no hate. It's no hate. No. I told you. I like Jalen Hurts.
I hate the Dallas Cowboys. I'll tell you that. And I hate the Carolina Panthers. But other than that,
Dallas Goedert. I think Devontae Smith is the best receiver on your team. Only person on the Eagles that I hate is fucking AJ Brown. Get rid of AJ Brown.
That's
the only one I don't hate. Smitty's way better. In today's game, let's do it.
And I like Hurts. I liked Hurts better though when he was a runner, man. I feel like he's not running like he is.
He's going to turn into fucking Russell Wilson. They take the running out of his game. He's going to be fucking Russell Wilson, but a worse version because he doesn't pass as good as Russ. Well, that you jumped in at the wrong time. So
wrong time because I like the Eagles. I just don't like Cowboys or Panthers. But this time around, they're going against the Commanders. Got to go for the home team.
But
and
so
Daniel.
What I was about to say is about Josh Allen. So I was talking to my dad on the phone, and my dad watches football, but is not a football fan. Like he's just he's a cowboy first, right? Like he can tell you everything you need to know about rodeos and bull riding and all this shit. But all he knows about football is to get the ball in the damn end zone. That's it. Right? So he was telling me the other day when the fucking Texans lost to the Chiefs, you need to get rid of that damn quarterback. It's the damn quarterback's fault. And I'm like, he need to get you a quarterback like Josh Allen. And I was like, Dad, what the fuck are you talking about? Hey, CJ Stroud, did you not see what he did last? I don't give shit what he did last year. Have you seen what Josh Allen's been doing? I'm like,
Josh Allen
10 years ago,
cooking.
10 fucking years ago, you would have said that he sucked because he fucking runs the football.
Josh Allen's going to put up 40 in this game, man. 40.
Another DraftKings pick 6, like Prize Picks. Josh Allen, no difference. Half a touchdown rushing or receiving. Take that over.
Yep. I don't think I let you put them together. So you got to do two different ones. But
no, I'm saying like this isn't pick 6. So if for people that are like in Texas and other states, but in Prize Picks, you can get him. No, he's a green demon. So he's definitely
he's green.
You can mix him. You can mix him with the Jayden Daniels half a yard.
No, man, we don't want to see Mahomes again.
I don't want to see if the fucking Eagles win, I damn sure don't want to see them against the fucking Chiefs because just like it happened before, you're gonna fucking lose to the fucking refs and the Chiefs.
Yep. Let's see Allen versus Daniels, man.
It is what it is. I just feel like I don't want to see I don't want deja vu. I don't want to see
like the last time Buffalo's been in the Super Bowl, was it against the Commanders?
It was in 1992.
Yeah, back in the day. That's last time, man. We got a retro, man. Repeat of history. Josh Allen's a GOAT anyway, though, man. He's a beast. Without the rings, man, he is a beast. You know,
Actually, I take that back. The last time Buffalo went to the Super Bowl was in 1993, and they got their ass stomped 52-17 by the Cowboys. So it was the year before that was against the Redskins.
Was it you that shared the video of like the fucking action figures, and it was already Kansas City and the Eagles?
Yes.
Yeah, dude, the script, that shit's crazy.
No. It was Buffalo in the Eagles. It was Josh Allen and Saquon Barkley.
That's creepy, man. I know the last time I saw shit like that, though, it didn't come true. People were talking about scripts already being made, and they showed the fucking dolls. Yeah, there they are. Already up for, like, sale. Like, the script was written.
Yeah, that was, I saw that. I just happened to pop in a Walmart, and I never go to Walmart, and I was like, this shit's, like, right in my face as I walk in the door, and I'm like, the fuck is that? That's Josh Allen, a creamsicle version of Josh Allen and Saquon Barkley. Yeah.
Well, if that script is written, man, we should just bet the house on it. Let's just bet the house on Buffalo versus the Eagles right now.
KC says it's the script is Eagles versus KC. So
yeah, but you got a picture that says otherwise.
Unless you look at the logo. I mean, you could look at the NFL logo. That's what, or the Super Bowl logo there. A lot of people arguing about that it's got some green and some yellow and some red. So it's going to be Chiefs and Eagles. But again, I don't want to see that because
the yellow and the red could be the Commanders, baby. Yeah.
But what's the green? The green is what's stupid. So unless you're supposed to throw us off.
Throw
us off. So with this game, you could, what were you saying about Saquon Barkley? You could get off the Saquon Barkley chalk and move to James Cook here. 50% difference. I mean, literally out of every contest, you're going to see a Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley shits the bed and you play anybody other than him, you're winning big money.
mean, 14% Kareem Hunt, 13% Pacheco, 15% B-Rob, who just had like 2 touchdowns. Like
Austin Eckler, because he catches passes, he had the most receiving yards of anybody in the for the Commanders the first time they played Philly.
Yeah, I mean, I think the play to like win the Millie or win something fucking dumb when there's like millions of people in the contest is gonna be to fade Barkley and play some random shit. Didn't Ray Davis have a touchdown last week? Play somebody like Ray Davis.
I mean, look at the wide receivers though. Like the wide receivers, Khalil Shakir at 56%. Like, I think I'm totally fine with hopping off of Khalil Shakir.
Yeah, get you some Curtis Samuel. Curtis Samuel, Amari Cooper, Keon Coleman, Mac Hollins. There's lots of ways you can get different on Buffalo's side. Chiefs side, I mean, it looks clear that Xavier Worthy, the wide receiver, one now. I played Hollywood Brown last week. I think he got me 0 points.
Yeah, he did, which was weird.
Yeah, and like asked you, like, is he on the fucking field? And you were like,
yeah,
he's on the field.
He was. He was out there. Him and D-Hop both.
Yeah, that's why I don't like playing Mahomes, and I don't like playing any of his receivers because I don't ever know who's going to get the ball. And anybody that tells you they know is full of shit.
I mean, it's the same conundrum you get with any kind of Green Bay game. So
they got Juju, they got fucking D-Hop, they got Hollywood Brown, they got Worthy, Kelsey, and then the only person getting the ball is Kelsey and Worthy.
It's motherfucking Kelsey is the receiver that you have to go to here. Like, if you're even putting fucking a Kansas City stack together with Patrick Mahomes, you have to put fucking Travis Kelsey in it.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, she had Caitlin Clark up in there. She was stealing her soul last week. So all the magic for all the marbles. But I mean, DeAndre Hopkins didn't do much of shit against Buffalo last time. 3 for 4 for 29 yards. He's played them twice actually this season. He played them once with Tennessee when he was on Tennessee as well.
I mean, there's so many ways to get different, which is what I like, because your average DFS player is gonna chalk all day. They're gonna have Saquon, they're gonna have AJ Brown, they're gonna have Kelsey. I mean, there's so many ways to get different out here. Playing Ertz instead of Kelsey, big leverage right there. That's a 30% leverage right there.
I mean, Xavier Worthy went 4 for 5 for 61 yards and a touchdown against Buffalo the first time that they played.
And also Noah Gray, man. I feel like he's been chunking into Kelsey's reception.
He did that shit like during the season a lot. Since the playoffs has come around, it's been a little bit more. He had the whole 3 receptions on 3 targets for 13 yards. That could definitely change, but he's kind of let off the gas pedal since like week 15. But Noah Gray did go 4 for 5 for 23 yards and 2 touchdowns against Buffalo.
That's what I'm saying. He was cooking them.
Yeah.
He was literally cooking them. He'd be eating into Travis Kelsey's TDs and stuff now because they put them both on the field at the same time. And back in the day, Kelsey drawing all the covers, didn't know what to do, and they're like, just throw it to fucking Noah Gray.
I mean, he had Kelsey last week against us went 7 receptions on 8 targets for 117 yards and a TD. So you can count on him getting stuff, but against Buffalo, the bastard went 2 for 4 for 8 yards.
Gonna have to eat chalk somewhere though. You can't just leverage it all, but those are spots you could take one or the other.
I think it's Kelsey's who you're gonna have to leverage the chalk on. That's just me personally. Like I'm in a bigger tournament, I'm more willing to take the risk on Travis Kelsey because if Buffalo gets out in front, who the fuck is Patrick Mahomes going to go to? The guy he knows who's going to get open, the guy he knows who's going to be there. And even to KC's conspiracy theory point, Taylor Swift is going to make the call and somehow he's going to come out like a fucking Super Saiyan from Dragon Ball Z and be frying the whole game.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think there's clear, easy ones to get off of. Like, Khalil Shakir is an easy one. He's the highest on receiver right now. Easy get off. Easy peasy. A hard one to get off, Saquon. But I think if he's going to be 96% owned, I'm not going to play him even in single entry. I'd rather just hope my man twists his ankle and just doesn't feel right. Doesn't feel right. Maybe gets a bad hit and concussion protocol puts him out of the game. Or he's not really injured, but they don't let him play.
I mean, we've seen this before. We've seen this story before now.
That he's come out super high ownership. It's like karma, man. Like
that, or he's the only one, or he's the only one. He's the only one that does anything in the whole fucking game, and then everybody, 99% of the field, have him, and you all are splitting that $1,000 number one prize purse amongst 1,000 people.
And I'd rather not do that. I'd rather not do that. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, why wouldn't you want to win $1,000? I mean, if you pay,
I want
to win $1 million, man. I don't want to win $1,000. I want to win $1 million. That's the whole reason I'm entering that fucking tournament. So
if you put in for $10 or $20, if you put in for $10 and $20, and you only win 10 of that back because you have Saquon Barkley because you split with 1,057 other people.
I agree.
It's just you might as well just take the $20 loss as opposed to the $10 loss.
Well, we've been saying it all season on our podcast, man. Get different. And I get different. It causes me to lose, but it also causes when I win, I win. I get first place. I don't tie with 30 other people, 300 other people, 3,000 other people.
I don't dislike this play just because Pacheco is Pacheco, but I feel like he might
be different play.
He's less owned than Kareem Hunt. He's a little bit less expensive than Kareem Hunt. They're splitting about 50-50. Kareem Hunt was getting the touchdowns last week against us because he just happened to be in there when they were getting the ball down the field.
The exact numbers are 38% Kareem Hunt last week, 23% Pacheco. And that's literally what they've been on the season, according to this.
Well, Pacheco was hurt for a lot of it, right?
Right. Well, also, snap percent is Kareem Hunt. Target percent is Kareem Hunt.
But we've seen Kansas City do that before, like with Pacheco and Jarrett McKinnon and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Like,
I used to love playing Jarrett McKinnon because I knew he was a pass catching back, and I knew he was going to get a passing touchdown.
He was a boom or bust for sure.
But they're both even owned the same. Kareem Hunt's 14%, Pacheco's 13%.
Yeah,
so they're not really leverage off of each other. They're just leverage off of Barkley.
And then you want something fucking super crazy and you're trying to pull somebody from this fucking game, just like go on down there to Samaje Perine and hope to God that he breaks one off on a punt return also as well, or a third down and he's the pass catcher of the group. I'm just saying.
I mean, like I said, Ray Davis had a touchdown last week or the week before. And he's cheap. 4,300, 4% owned.
He had a touchdown against Baltimore last week. Four attempts for 29 yards. And a touchdown. 8.9 points.
Yeah, that'll get you there in a big-ass field tournament. He's going to be fucking low to no owned in the Millie Maker. Get you 8 or 9 points, man, in there. I'm not playing him. But somebody like that's going to be in the Millie winning lineup.
You know what, though? Ray Davis, I'm looking at his season-long stats throughout the season. And, dude, I mean, he had 14.5 against New England. He had 10.9 against Detroit, 13.7 against San Francisco, 17 points against Miami, 11 against Tennessee, 18 points against the Jets. Dude, every couple of weeks, dude comes along and puts one in the end zone. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Slate breaker, man. Mass entry people should just make sure they're getting exposure to these people. Don't just fucking go heavy on the top RB1, because I think whoever wins the Millie this weekend is gonna have some weird shit, whether it's a WR 4 or 3 and a running back 2 or 3, both in the same lineup.
No, you don't think no double, like this might be the week that it's a double tight end?
Could be that too. A young Kelsey and Zach Ertz.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Or you mean if Hurts beats you, it's because Dallas Goedert is out there eating.
Yep, that as well. I mean, obviously, if you're the person that's playing Hurts at QB, you're probably fading Barkley, and you're probably playing somebody like Goedert.
Yeah.
Another super contrarian lineup right there. It's like Hurts with Barkley, because that's not smart.
But
not a lot of people are doing that.
Barkley's carrying you, and Hurts is vulturing the touchdowns.
Yeah, or just a mixture of both. Hurts throws 2, Barkley gets 2 plus 100. Game's a high-scoring game. Hurts also gets some on his feet. Not against the realm. Allen does it with fucking James Cook sometimes.
I mean, Josh Allen is a shoe-in for a touchdown for sure. I think that he's a pure shoe-in there. Oh my God. It's somebody I thought about. Fucking Jamison Crowder against Philadelphia. Dude went 2 for 4 for 15 yards and 2 touchdowns in week 16. Yes. That was the week that he decided to show up. In week 16, 15.5 points. 2 for 4, 15 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's slate breaking right there, because he had just 2 receptions and they were both touchdowns and there was only 15 yards.
Yeah, the way they have everybody priced, man, you could literally have all the studs in one lineup. And that's going to be very chalky, not going to do shit. You could literally put Hurts, Barkley, Smith, Brown, McLaurin all in the same lineup, man.
Yeah.
I think you're going to have a lot of money on the table. Get you some.
Casey back with his emotes here. looks like Jayden Daniels. Is that Jayden Daniels with Saquon or Hurts looking over his shoulder? Can't tell.
It's hard to tell.
Oh, it's actually no. It's Josh Allen with Diggs looking over his shoulder.
That hurts y'all, man, losing Diggs.
Yeah, but everybody's talking all this shit. I literally went back and did the math. We had 5 games. 5 games out of 17. Actually, we played 19 games. 5 games out of 19 this season that we had Diggs, Dell, and Nico Collins on the field at the same time. And everybody wonders what the fuck happened.
Yeah, you and me both.
Like, can't beat everybody with nobodies. So I'm taking the Buffalo Bills here.
Yeah, well, I mean, as I said earlier, I bet on it, but I bet on what I wanted to see happen, not necessarily on what I think's gonna happen. I mean, I think in this game, either team got an honest shot at winning. If the Chiefs get the refs pull, they're gonna win. The Eagles are high favorites over the Redskins, but I want to see the Redskins win. So let's go Bills and Skins, baby.
Yeah, I think that's a good feeling, like I like the whole Jayden Daniels story, and I think that he'll be a good watch for a few years to come. So, but yeah, guys, we hope that you all get in the money, make some money tomorrow. Make sure to hit us up on the socials if you have questions or just want to chat it up.
We'll podcast again for Super Bowl.
Yes, we will.
Hopefully somebody wins the Millie. Try to get different tomorrow, fellas and ladies.
Don't ride all the chalk unless you're playing cash and
you gotta take risk, man. Winning lots of money is taking risk. High risk, high reward.
Yes, exactly. And if it's
can't do what you think is gonna happen, man. Because what you think is gonna happen is what everybody thinks is gonna happen. Everybody thinks Barkley's gonna get another 200 yards and 2 or 3 touchdowns. Bet where that doesn't happen, and you pass so many people if it doesn't.
Yeah, because that's what it takes to win. I mean, you get one of those crazy 4 stringers in there, and that's what wins you some money. Because those dudes just happen to just go off, and that's
and if Barkley does eat and he's in the Millie Maker, like Cody said, no one's winning $1 million. I mean, split the fuck up.
Yeah, because you got those many people, and that pot's destroyed from the jump. So, because everybody's going to have it, I don't think everybody. There might be multiple people that hit the nail on the head, but it's going to be because if they have Saquon Barkley in there and they're alone, it's because somebody, like Phil said, like a Ray Davis or fucking 4th stringer there for Washington, or Mac Hollins or somebody like that does not tend to usually get much, has 10 plus points, and you spent a whole whopping $4,000, $3,000 on them, and because you had to, because you spent so much on Saquon Barkley. But at the same time, everybody and their mom had spent all that same money on Saquon Barkley, is trying to save it with all those shitters at the bottom. So just think about that too. So it's puzzle pieces. This is 1,500 piece jigsaw at this point.
Yep.
So, but we appreciate y'all hanging in there. Casey, as always, my man. We will, like I said, if you Eagles make it, definitely will have you on the show for sure. If not, still might have you on there just so I can talk shit to your face. Hey, Nessa. Sorry, I know I put the time that we were going to go live a little bit, and we ended up going earlier because Phil's got an engagement he has to get to. So, but yeah, we're about to hop off here, but we appreciate y'all stopping by, and we will catch y'all the Saturday before the Super Bowl. Obviously nothing involved for the Pro Bowl, but hey, you know something that we don't, let us know. But we appreciate y'all, and we will see y'all later on. Peace. Good luck, everybody.